I thought you were gonna record on 3.
Well, it's recording now.
Okay, well, then you didn't do the 3 thing again. So like, I don't
Okay,
know, like
listen,
why
I don't want to hear
you.
from you, Mr. Not Watch Moon Knight, the biggest thing on television tonight.
I don't know why you would like bring up a whole thing where it's like, okay, we're gonna start on 3, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm just recording now. It's like, that's so sloppy. Like, come on, dude.
Listen, bro, we have 19 subs. I'm gonna have crippling depression. I don't really care.
Look, man, I saw Moon Knight, but not really. I haven't actually seen it. Oscar Isaac is great though. So, welcome to AmityCast, I guess.
My name's Ellis.
My name is Matthew.
Dude, you sound so fucking stupid. I'm just kidding. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
So, there's a lot of film news rolling around right now. I think the big hot topic, obviously, right now, is Will Smith won Best Actor, even though he shouldn't have. Oh, also, he slaps Chris Rock at the Oscars.
What are you gonna do?
And now we can all be sad because there won't be a Madagascar 4, at least not with the same voice actors, because Jada Pinkett Smith is Gloria and Chris Rock is Marty.
I know. It sucks.
So no more Madagascar 4 with the same cast at the very least. It's extremely unfortunate. It's really
I think
the only
that's
tragedy.
worse than Bruce Willis basically having a brain disorder. That's just gonna lead him to a slow and painful death. But anyways,
that's another,
The Incredibles.
Bruce Willis is officially retiring from
No,
acting.
guys, no Die Hard 6. No Die Hard 6.
Oh no.
What will I
Oh
do?
no. Oh no. Oh no.
No Unbreakable 4. No. What has Bruce Willis done? No Sixth Sense 2. No Seventh Sense in development.
No Seventh Sense. I mean, he's been in 152 films. They can't do a Pulp Fiction with him now. Another Moonrise Kingdom, Looper, 12 Monkeys, Sin City, Ocean's 12, but not the first one, I think. He's in Over the Hedge. She's in Armageddon, The Fifth Element, The Expendables. He was in Red, The Red Planet Terror. There's more, probably. I don't know. That's just what I got. Okay.
Yeah, but Midnight was fucking really good, dude. I really liked it. I would have talked more about it, but like I don't want to spoil anything. So,
well, is there anything non-spoiler you want to say really quick? We'll probably do more of a discussion next week after I actually watch it.
well, it's very much like a pilot episode, so like it's a bit confusing, just with how the narrative works out because of the characters like multiple personality stuff. It's portrayed really well. Oscar Isaac is an amazing cast. He could potentially be the best like actor pick since Robert Downey Jr. I think, just because how much he's putting into the character, and Ethan Hawke is a great pick for a villain. So I'm mainly just excited for those two.
Sounds excited.
Yeah, a little too much moon though. I expect a little bit more sun in the film, and it's also a TV episode.
Yeah.
It's also really standalone, which is like really refreshing for like Marvel Studios. It's better than Eternals, so I'll give it like an A.
What?
Eternals is just the worst thing ever made. I think actually World War II had more positive impacts for our economy than the Eternals.
That's just wrong. What?
I feel like that might be a little off.
It's a little extreme.
I think like actual murder is like better for your sanity than watching Eternals.
That's not true.
Can you prove that with facts? I need you to murder somebody real quick. I'll wait.
What?
I'll wait.
What are you talking about?
So I got a puppy. I didn't tell you though. It lives with you though. Honestly though, Elastigirl is like the ideal. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
What's happening right now?
Something's in my ass.
Okay, let's just talk about the Oscars for a little bit. Because
Okay,
the Oscars
I'll change the background because it's been The Incredibles for like 10 minutes.
But let's just start out with the Oscars because that happened and like all
happened.
deserving and worthy, and that's very obvious. Like every single year, and it's very true. And like the Oscars is the right way to measure film excellence. Obviously,
Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Will Smith is a fucking embarrassment, and his wife is terrible. And Chris Rock made funny joke.
Well, okay, I guess
wasn't funny joke, but he just made a joke to an obscure film called G.I. Jane, and Will Smith's like, "Did you just severely make fun of my wife?" Even though, meanwhile, she has multiple guys' dicks in her mouth on site, and he's fine with that.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, but it was weird because he made a G.I. Jane joke, but then, like, everybody that I was watching the Oscars with, it was like, oh, that Demi Moore movie called G.I. Jane, and, like, everybody knew it, and I was like, how does everybody just know what G.I. Jane is? Like, why?
Yeah, like, I didn't know what that was. I just thought he made a joke that she was bald, and then, like, Will Smith laughed at it, but then, like, the next, like, second later, he's like, oh, Will Smith's coming up, and he just, like, slaps him. I was like, what the fuck? Just happened.
Well, Will Smith's anger just boiled over since he's become a cuck, and like his life is now terrible because his wife's just constantly having sex with other men, and is just constantly on her own podcast talking about all their personal life and details, and like it just kind of sucks for him. And then Chris Rock, who's an edgy comedian who's expected to make edgy jokes, went up there and made a joke, and Will Smith was like, "All right, I guess I'll slap you in the face," and then like Chris Rock was like, "Fine, I won't press charges, whatever."
Yeah, and then, like, even after the fact, like, he didn't get kicked out or anything. He still gave his acceptance speech and cried about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
He was then honored as the best actor of the year. He gave a massive speech. Like, his speech was so much longer than all the other ones, and it just kept going on forever. They didn't just play the music on him because he won Best Actor. It was so stupid.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie that he got the reward for, but I've heard it's pretty good, at least his performance. So I guess good for him there, but like he completely ruined his achievement. So
it's kind of just ridiculous to me, but
I have personally tried to go out and watch King Richard. I don't know. It just doesn't sound appealing.
I just would not go out of my way to watch that. There's no reason for that.
There was many of the films in the Oscars I want to go. Then again, though, Dune did win 6 Oscars, which is impressive.
Which is good. Dune was very good, and it won for a lot
but
of
what was
things
that fucking fan favorite moment? It was like the Flash. It was
the moment was the Flash entering the Speed Force or whatever. Yeah, I was like,
I mean, that's a good moment, okay. But then I was like, No Way Home, and then like I guess Cinderella or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck is this doing?
Yeah, it was over the fucking the Spider-Man team up. And then not only that, but the fan favorite film of the year wasn't No Way Home. It was Army of the Dead, which is just so stupid.
Yeah, I don't even know if many people saw that movie. I didn't.
I didn't either. It made no sense to me. Like, why? How did that get win fan favorite movie?
They got like a fucking 50% or something. I fucking hate Hollywood, bro. Also, I don't know if you heard, but the Sonic 2 movie, this is off tangent, but it's got like its early reviews, and like the most common critique from the critics is that it's too Sonic focused.
What?
But, like, there's not enough humans. It's really Sonic centric, so it's like a 60 out of 100.
It's a Sonic movie.
I know, and like everybody in the comments is like, dude, honestly, the Planet Earth documentary, a little too much Earth.
There's too much planet.
It's like, honestly, Ratatouille, too much rats. Not a fan. And Batman film, a little too much Batman focus for me. I need like the average day citizen. But anyways, back to Will Smith being a fucking idiot. The joke wasn't even that funny. People were laughing at it a lot. Chris Rock, the slap must not have hurt at all because he did not seem phased at all. I gotta commend Chris Rock because he took it like extremely well.
Yeah,
he could have made so many jokes after that, and he even like almost did, and it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty respectable. He just kind of moved on from it, and he was like, "Okay, well, that happened
on national TV."
And then they confirmed that Will Smith and Chris Rock will be co-hosting next year's Oscars.
The memes have been like everywhere. It's kind of getting annoying.
I know, you literally can't see anything besides freaking.
The YouTube video itself, just the clip of it, has like almost 100 million views, I think.
My gosh.
It's like been on trending for the last like 4 days. People are saying it might be a stunt, but I don't think it's a stunt. So,
I mean, yeah, there was an actual like police report and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think that Will Smith would risk his best actor award for like a publicity stunt for the Oscars to get like viewers.
Right. It seems kind of ridiculous to me, but what do I know?
I honestly don't know how Will Smith is going to come back from this, because he did like post an apology, but it was like a black text, iPhone like text, like iPhone like message, and it's like, dude, and I don't remember if Chris Rock posted an apology. I know his like newest comedy tour is like has like 5 times a boost in ticket sales just for after the Oscars.
Oh yeah, it was insane. Like everybody's gonna go see Chris Rock now, so
he's just gonna make jokes about it. So it'll be funny. And people are making memes that it was like what?
I mean, it's like because of this is like the first time in a while people actually like care about the Oscars. It's kind of funny.
Like, I haven't cared about it in a while. I mean, there was that one host. I think his name was like Ricky. I don't know his last name. Yeah, he was in the Oscars I think a few years ago, and he was like he got some buzz because he just like made fun of Hollywood the whole time, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah, because it's just good to do that. It's good.
And again, why are you slapping Chris Rock when like he's like known as like this kind of raunchy comedian, and like his job is to make jokes about people? So, what are you expecting him to do?
That was just kind of ridiculous. But I mean, I guess it did happen. And like, yeah, it made a lot of people talk about the Oscars for the first time in a while. I don't think the winners mean anything with the Oscars, but it's just kind of fun to watch. It's cool to see and recognize a lot of those people. And like, it's nice that people do talk about movies for a night, because it's something that I really do enjoy.
Well, also,
but then like films like Coda win Best Picture. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen Coda. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know. It just seems like such an indie movie that's like on this streaming service.
Yeah, it's a really indie movie with like a really like generic and cliche like plot and all that stuff. And like overall, like it's fine, and like it does strike emotional beats, but it's just kind of like a run of the mill movie overall, really.
It's just like a unique concept, but like the plot synopsis just makes me laugh.
Yeah,
it's like my fishing business of deaf people, and then she wants to pursue her lifelong passion of making music. Her whole family's just like, I can't help you. I can feel your music with Braille if you want me to.
Yes.
Did you hear? Because Amy Schumer was like a host on this Oscars. Did you hear what she said about animation films?
I know I like heard it, but I don't remember now.
She made like a joke, or she was being serious. She's like, it's like kid films anyway. Who cares about animation? And then like the director of Spider-Verse was like, "Thank you. That's so nice to say about my art form." Thanks for saying that only a child could enjoy what I make, and adults have to endure painfully through my products. Thank you, Amy Schumer, comedic genius mastermind.
I mean, it's true. Like, what is she thinking? Like, by saying something like that?
Like, literally, yeah, what are you saying? I get it. Your kid likes watching stupid fucking movies that aren't good animation, okay? There's some good animation, okay? And there's also really bad live-action films like Morbius, so I don't know if we can really compare the two that much. Also, there's a lot of fucking drama this week. Like, fucking... Jesus. Ezra Miller got arrested, like, twice for, like, beating people and threatening to murder people, and...
Not the Flash.
Yeah. So like, and then like Fantastic Beasts is coming out next week, so the press for that movie is gonna be terrible. And then, which is already terrible because they lost Johnny Depp, who never once beat up somebody nor threatened to murder anybody, but he got fired. And
well, of course,
yeah. And then fucking Bruce Willis is retiring from acting forever because he's like slowly dying, which is really sad. He hasn't been anything good really for a while, but that's still very sad. And then the fucking reviews for Morbius are fucking terrible. It has like a 20% Rotten Tomatoes right now.
I mean, yeah, like what did people expect?
People
like,
are the post credits got leaked. All the spoilers got leaked by the director. I don't know if you heard about that, but a week before release, they did a Q&A for the film that was like official, like press, and it said spoilers below. So like the studio itself greenlit an interview that had spoilers, and the director just spoiled like everything about the movie. And this is like the worst marketing stunt like I've ever heard, because all the Spider-Man and like, I don't know if you heard, but all the Spider-Man references to like other characters and like to like the other universes, and like pretty much every single scene of Michael Keaton was cut out. Those were only put in the trailer to get you to watch the movie, and none of it's a part of the film.
Yeah, which is absolutely
even the references to Venom were cut out. I think there's only like one reference to Venom in the whole movie now. Like they're like even cut out the references to Venom, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like what?
It's just so stupid. It's just like, it's not like marketing like with Marvel movies where like they try to hide stuff. Like they're just blatantly putting in stuff that isn't in the movie just to drive interest. And I fucking hate Sony so much. So yeah. It kind of when I first heard that, it really angered me. But yeah. And then the Craven film started filming this week, and that also upset me. So, but there's that.
I mean, aren't you excited though?
No, they're also making a Madame Web movie, which is like really obscure.
They're actually doing that?
Yeah, and Dakota Johnson from the 50 Shades of Grey films is playing the main character.
Why?
Did you not hear about this?
Why?
And it's gonna apparently like that character's gonna become the Doctor Strange of the Sonyverse, which doesn't make any sense.
That's so stupid.
I'm just laughing at this point.
They casted Sydney Sweeney. What is Sony doing? What are they thinking? Like what?
I know.
Do they actually think that maybe this is smart or good at all? Like what?
Probably not. I don't.
Go.
I really don't want to watch Morbius, but I'm only saying it for this podcast. God, I'm not excited to see it.
Really, I have like negative interest in this.
I'm glad it's only an hour and a half. It's like as long as Venom 2, so hopefully it goes by fast. So
that's good at least. At least it's not like 2.5 hours like F9.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard the early reviews. Apparently, Jared Leto's performance isn't even good. So it's like I don't even know if this will be like a funny bad movie. I think this might just be like an excruciating experience, and like the facets of my mind that make me go insane.
I mean, I hope it's better than Texas Chainsaw 2022. Hopefully,
it sounds like it might actually be worse. But I know your girlfriend's very excited for it, so I guess you have that to look forward to.
Let's go.
The Batman releases. Your girlfriend's like, Morbius gets delayed for the 15th time. Trinity, let's see that.
It's true.
I can't wait. Cinema.
There was a decent joke in during the Oscars when Regina Hall was like, I'm surprised Space Jam 2 didn't get any nominations for the visual effect they put on LeBron James's hairline. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll give you props for that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what really happened in the rest of the Oscars. I know there wasn't even like a real host. They kept like switching hosts. And yeah, I don't really know what all that won. I know Dune won stuff, and obviously Coda won. I don't know what all the other categories were because they like changed all the categories this year for some reason.
That's weird. Dune won the most with 6, and then Coda won 3. The Power of the Dog won 2, and then no other film won multiple. I know that. Or well, wait, no, it was Coda won 3, and The Eyes of Tammy Faye won 2. The Power of the Dog only won 1 for Best Director. So.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Honestly, Willem Dafoe should get a nominee for fucking playing the Green Goblin and just bring his A game after 20 years. But anyways.
Yeah, also Tom Holland was not there. And then like Zendaya was on the red carpet with Andrew Garfield, and everyone was like, oh, she did him for a different Spider-Man. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's funny. There's also there's like pictures of all the audience like reacting to like the slap. And The Rock looks absolutely like he looks like he saw the face of God in that second. But there's a picture of Andrew Garfield like right after that, and he's on his phone, and everybody's like making memes. He's like, "Oh my god, he's texting the other Peters from other universes to find out if Will Smith also got slapped."
Yeah, I remember that was later on in the show because it was when I'm pretty sure Anthony Hopkins was up there, and then like, he was like Andrew Garfield was like right in the middle. You could clearly see him texting, and I was like, "Oh my god, Andrew Garfield's texting, guys! Look!" It's like it was so obvious. And then like all those memes came out. And those are the best ones. He was like asking the other Spider-Man. That was really cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised Tom Holland wasn't there. There was like a.
He's too busy filming Uncharted 2, Recharted.
Oh my god, they're probably making Uncharted 2. I think it made money, but there was a bit when they were talking about who's going to host the Oscars. People were wanting Tom Holland to host, and I was actually like, I probably would have watched the whole thing if Tom Holland hosted, but again, Amy Schumer.
I mean, the hosts were Amy Schumer, Regina Hall, and Wanda Sykes. Amy Schumer's terrible. Wanda Sykes hasn't been relevant for like 15 years, and Regina Hall is Regina Hall. Like no one cares about her. So it's pretty good overall.
It just would have been so funny if after the slap, like Tom Holland was hosting, he's just like, "Hey guys, I'm Spider-Man."
What's up, guys? Amy Schumer had like a Spider-Man costume on at one point, and it was crazy.
Like, why would you do that? You have Andrew Garfield right there.
Yeah.
Also, I know Andrew Garfield was nominated for something. I wanted him to win.
Yeah, he was nominated for Best Actor in a Leading Role for Tick, Tick, Boom, but Will Smith won that. So
they realistically should have kicked Will Smith out after that. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah.
And
then given the award to Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, because like at that point, like I know nothing like this has happened in history, so of course the council that hosts the Oscars was probably a little bit unsure what to do. But
yeah,
that's like blatant assault, and then he like was cursing on national television and with like intent to like insult Chris Rock. So I think at that point,
yeah, it was kind of ridiculous.
It's also disturbing because
I know they were talking about it, how they were all trying to figure out how to get things in order, and like everybody was scrambling behind the scenes, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. All I know is that Chris Rock got slapped, and everybody's talking about it, and then he won an Oscar. So Will Smith's big.
It was also fucked up because after the slap, like nobody comforted Chris Rock, but then like Will Smith sat down, everybody was like counseling him and like giving him advice and like helping him not cry. I was like, you literally just slapped somebody. You did this. Yeah, and then everybody like cried and cheered for his like little speech where he was crying, and he's like, "I gotta defend my family, not from what's in her mouth, but like what's said about." It would have been funny if, because you know the main person his wife cheated on him with, the man's name was August. Chris Rock should have totally said after the slap, he's probably gonna feel that in August, but he refrained, so I respect that.
Yeah, and I know that he was Chris Rock was also ad-libbing all that anyway, so like he just said that he didn't have any intention to be actually hurtful, and like
yeah, people are
that should
bringing
be
up
like
her
the obvious.
condition that she has, which is like understandable, but like he was just making a joke that she was bald. He wasn't like making a joke of a condition that she had, and he might not even have known she has a condition. Also, it's just a joke. Learn to take a joke. But yeah. Also, like the way that when Will Smith was crying at his speech and like he was clearly upset about what happened, his wife was like smiling. She didn't even seem like she was there for her husband anyway. So it's just like, I don't even know why you're with her, dude.
She's a sucky wife, and they have a horrible marriage, and it's just all stupid and ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, you'd be like so much better off without her. And you guys are both rich, so it's not like there's any reason that like to feel bad about divorcing her. All your kids are grown up. Who cares? Just very toxic. But you know, it's a great thing to be a simp.
What?
It's a great thing to be a simp and a cuck for your wife. Right,
Is
Ellis? Right, Ellis?
Why are you asking me that?
Right? I know you're married.
I'm not married.
Yet.
I guess.
Well, you guys are getting married when?
Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, I went 14-9 on my Oscars picks. I got 9 incorrect because some of them were really baffling. Like Jessica Chastain won Best Actress in a Leading Role, which I guess on ESPN I did actually pick that correctly, but I thought Olivia Colman was going to get it. Either way, it's fine, I guess. I didn't get Best Actor in a Supporting Role. I thought it was going to be one of the two from The Power of the Dog, but it was Troy Kotsur from Coda, who was a deaf actor, and he used sign language for his speech, which was pretty cool. And everybody was like recognizing it, and it was like, oh yeah, recognize sign language and deaf people, and it's like, okay, yeah, for the first time like ever, cool. Good job, guys.
That's some pretty heavy pandering.
Yeah. And then they did the in memoriam section. Like people were talking about it. It was like it was surprisingly like kind of like cheery. They had like moments where they were talking about the people, and it was like, yeah, so like donate to these charities that they liked. It's like, what is happening right now?
This person died. Do it. Donate. Donate. I
Like,
fucking...
it was Betty White, and then they were on the Betty White section, and Jamie Lee Curtis was up there. Like,
Betty White died. I completely forgot.
Yeah, and then Jamie Lee Curtis, when they got to that part of it, was up there. She was holding a dog. She was like, yeah, Betty White was into these like animal like helping like organizations like donate to the. It's like
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis was there. I remember somebody posted, you're like, oh my god, Jamie Lee Curtis at the Oscars. They're going to premiere a Halloween Ends trailer at the Oscars. I was like, are you fucking brain dead? The film finished filming like 2 weeks ago. Also, why would they premiere a horror film at the Oscar?
Makes literally no sense. Oh, also, they had Sean Diddy Combs was up there, and he was like, "All right, guys." He mentioned it was right after the slap. He mentioned Will Smith and Chris Rock, and then he was like, "All right, so anyways, we're also doing a 50-year anniversary thing for The Godfather." I was like, "Why is Sean Combs up there talking about like leading into the anniversary celebration of The Godfather of all people?"
Yeah, I know they had a few like casts like members for like movies that were old like show up, and everybody was like tweeting about it, like, oh my god, they reunited after 35 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just like, whatever. I don't know how that has to do with our awards ceremony, but.
And then like Francis Ford Coppola went up there because he was the director of The Godfather. He was like, I think these moments should be short and sincere. Then he thanked 2 people, and like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino said nothing, and then they walked away.
They didn't say anything.
He was like, I really appreciate having my friends up here with me. And he was like, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino were next to him. And he was like, I want to thank Mario Puzo, and then this other guy. And then he was like, all right, thank you. And then he was like, and Viva Ukraine. And then they walked up.
I remember there was a meme of Steven Spielberg trying to take a picture of that moment. Apparently he was like having troubles taking a picture, and everybody was like, me too, bro.
Me too.
And then your review for West Side Story was just saying Spielberg every sentence like twice.
What? I didn't do that.
Oh, really? Let's fucking read it then.
No, we don't have to do that. But
This is the type of writing levels we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I wrote an essay recently.
The view halfway down.
Yeah, I need to edit some parts of it, but one person like in class, people had to read through your drafts, and one person just like wrote in one section. And was like, "This is beautifully like severely dark," and I was like, "Yes," and Steven Spielberg is not the Steven Spielberg old, but hey, he's still Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg don't quit. Steven Spielberg is an icon and all-time great for a reason, and Steven Spielberg's consistency is starting to reach unmatchable levels. Steven Spielberg. 7 out of 10. Okay. Was that film nominated for awards? I feel like it was.
West Side Story, yeah. It got quite a few nominations, including Best Picture. It didn't win. It got Best Actress in a Supporting Role with Ariana DeBose, which was expected, and she deserved it, I would say. She was pretty good. Spielberg did not get Best Director. And
what a shame.
In fact, if you were to guess right now, how many times would you say that Steven Spielberg has won Best Director at the Oscars?
Like once.
He's actually won twice. Can you guess what movies they were?
Schindler's List and I don't know, Jaws.
No, which Jaws was really underrepresented at its Oscars, which was very unfortunate since it's such a good movie. But no, it was actually after Schindler's List for his other one.
I know it isn't Jurassic Park. It's not, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, I didn't think so. Fucking Central Intelligence. Wait, no, that wasn't. That wasn't fucking. What was it?
That was Steven Spielberg though. AI.
I was thinking AI, but I said Central Intelligence.
Okay, yeah.
I don't fucking know. What was it?
Saving Private Ryan.
Shit. Oh yeah, he did direct that. I actually haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it in a while, but it's pretty good.
Okay, we'll cover it next week. Oh wait.
No.
Hello, Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
I am Venom.
I think even that line was cut. Like, that was also just used to entice viewers.
I can't wait to see the film and compare it to the differences of the trailer. So excited. Hype.
People are still like, oh my god, they totally gonna introduce Andrew Spider-Man in the Kraven the Hunter film. And I was like, honestly, I really don't want that.
Yeah, that would suck. I really like Andrew Garfield and his Spider-Man.
It would really suck if we went from two like really bad movies and like he got like his redemption movie and then like he just goes back to Sony and they like make him be in like 3 more terrible movies.
That'd be so horrible.
It's just buy Sony, please. Like please. Or like force them to give you the rights, please. But for the love of Christ, the Oscars suck. I
mean, yeah, there's some issues with the Oscars.
Again, if I made movies and like my film got nominated for Best Picture, I would be so happy, especially if I won an Oscar. Like that like the award itself is like a really great achievement for like the people involved. But like it's the presentation itself and how like the nominations are like conducted and like just like how the whole thing is just terrible.
It's ridiculous, and I usually disagree with Best Picture like 98% of the time. So
yeah, I don't remember. I think what did one last year? I think it was, what was it called?
Nomadland.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't know if that's actually good. But I know it's a director who made Eternals, so they made a severe downgrade. And I remember when Eternals was around before it came out, some people were being like, "Oh my god, an Oscar winner is making a Marvel movie. That means it's going to get Best Picture."
Yeah, it's not at all what that means.
Yeah, and trying to think what won the last few years. I know The Shape of Water won a few years ago. That movie's generally actually. I think a lot of people agree that was probably one of the better films that year.
Yeah, the year that The Shape of Water won, I watched that Oscars a lot, and it was decent, but it was just kind of like also like okay.
Yeah, what won the year? What won 2019?
Parasite.
I haven't seen that either. I know that movie's actually pretty well liked too.
Yeah, that was very good. That movie actually deserved it. Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was actually the best movie of 2019. I would actually say I think that The Lighthouse was better, but there was no way The Lighthouse was going to win Best Picture. Parasite is a very reasonable Best Picture winner. But then the year before that, Green Book won, and Green Book was like so mid. Like, this makes no sense.
I know it got a lot of praise when it came out, and I guess it made sense that it was nominated. But after it got like awarded, I don't remember many people talking about it anymore.
Yeah, and then like the couple years before that were pretty good. The Shape of Water, then Moonlight, and the year before that I think was Spotlight, which was like pretty good. It's not like a great movie. The year before that was Birdman, and Birdman is a masterpiece. That was an incredible pick. Very, very good pick. Definitely should have won. Very, very good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. I haven't seen it.
It's a very awesome and good movie. I very much so like it. And then the year before that was 12 Years a Slave, also a good movie.
Yeah, I bet you like that one.
Okay, that's just
I'm kidding.
that's just not cool.
I know. I
rewatched The Wolf of Wall Street today, so I looked back at that year, the 2013 year for the Oscars, and I was wondering what The Wolf of Wall Street got. And I got 4 nominations and no wins. But then I forgot that 12 Years a Slave actually won, which is pretty cool since it's such a good movie. So.
Yeah, I've always seen clips of Wolf of Wall Street, but I never watched it.
Oh, you've never seen that?
No.
Oh, you should watch it. I highly recommend it. I really enjoy it. It was really good.
Yeah. Didn't the Razzies also happen?
Yeah.
Was there anything notable? I know Jared Leto got worse, like, supporting role, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous. Here, let me see.
I don't know. I got like worst movie.
It was what's it called? Here, one sec. I know. Sure.
A brief side tangent. I was confused because of like the fan favorite moment they added this year was like not only is it kind of stupid, but they had like Endgame on there, and I was confused because that was like over 2 years ago.
Yeah, it had Endgame, like the Avengers Assemble moment was it was like a top 3. That was number 3. And I was like, wait, what? And then number 2 was Spider-Man No Way Home, and then number 1 was from the Snyder Cut. And I was like, wait, what? Why was Endgame in there? If it was from this year, that makes literally no sense at all.
Yeah, it was
like Endgame came out like 3 years ago. Oh, that's stupid.
What?
LeBron James won Worst Actor from Space Jam: A New Legacy. Diana the Musical won Worst Picture, and it also won a lot of other things. It was like Worst Screenplay, worst everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce Willis got the Razzie Award for Worst Performance by Bruce Willis.
That's sad.
Which is something that they've done, and then like I think they retroactively changed the award to like worst performance by someone like after like they got a like diagnosis of something, so they retire from acting, and we really respect them or something. I was like, this is really stupid.
That's pretty distasteful. The Razzies are kind of stupid. The only good Razzie moment I remember was when I think it was Sandra Bullock. She got like an Oscar that year, but also got a Razzie, and she showed up and actually took the Razzie on stage.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she made fun of the movie because she didn't like being in it anyway. And she was like, "This, I know I gave a terrible performance and I suck and I'm sorry. Let me go over my Oscar campaign real quick."
And then it's really funny because Will Smith won the Redeemer Award at this year's Razzies, which is kind of funny because he went on to slap somebody's hip.
Yeah, Will Smith has like lost all credit. He used to be considered a pretty I wouldn't say like a He was kind of like not like one of the good guys in Hollywood, but he's like a pretty respectful guy, and most people liked him. But now, like, I think just all the toxic relationship and like tendencies have just kind of like caught up to him a little bit. So, not saying they can't bounce back from this. You know, it's like one moment, and you know, if he never does it again, like he's like better. I do think he should never be allowed in the Oscars again, which apparently is what they're gonna do. Which would probably be the best course of action there. I think they honestly should just have Chris Rock just host the entire Oscars next year. That would probably be best. If you want to pull in viewers, just do that and just be like have a slap countdown until he gets slapped. They should have a reoccurring gag, no matter the host, just randomly at some point during the presentation, even if Will Smith is not referenced at all. Just Will Smith pops out from somewhere and just slaps them. It could be like It could be like a woman, and he just like slaps them so hard she like falls to the ground. Everybody's just like cheering.
Oh my gosh. So much Will Smith talk. It's just been all Will Smith, Chris Rock.
I know. They got a lot of publicity. At least Chris Rock did good publicity.
Coda becomes the first film from streaming to win Best Picture. Everybody, okay, but Will Smith slapped Chris Rock though, so we're gonna talk about it.
Well, yeah, it brings a lot of relevant social topics up, I guess. And Jim Carrey actually had a very smart viewpoint on it. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't hear about this.
He basically made fun of Hollywood and like called Will Smith a piece of shit.
Oh, cool.
And he basically said this type of stuff that's been going on is the reason why Hollywood isn't considered the cool kid club anymore.
He's kind of spitting up.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's kind of an interesting guy. He's like very like a comedic guy, but he's like very depressed in real life, and he's like very what's the word? Spiritual. I don't know.
That's why his serious roles are so good.
What?
That's why his serious roles are so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen many of them. I've seen like parts of them, and like they look really good.
The Truman Show is so good.
Yeah, I know. Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I heard that's really good.
A very, very good movie as well.
Yeah, so Dumb and Dumber 3, pretty excited.
Out of 10?
I fucking hope that ever happens. Dumb and Dumber 2 was so bad.
Dumb and Dumber 2 was
when I initially saw it, like as like a small child, I thought it was like mildly amusing. I don't anymore.
Yeah, I thought that was bad even when I saw it when I was younger. I was like, this is not funny in any possible way.
Yeah, also they like advertised the car that was from the first movie like all over the film, and like it was in one scene in the sequel, and they immediately destroyed it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, why is this on the poster?
The main thing I remember from that movie is that like Jim Carrey's character, I can't remember if he was Harry or Lloyd. I think he was Harry.
No, he was Lloyd.
He was Lloyd. Okay, like Lloyd. The joke was that like Harry was taking care of him as like a mentally handicapped person, like they needed a diaper change and all that stuff for like a long time. Then he was like, "Hi, I got you. I've been joking this whole time." He's like, "Oh, dude, you just spent like 30 years pretending to be like mentally crippled, so I had to take care of you." Dude, what a great gag! Oh my god.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest part. That was the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. So stupid.
Did you pretend to be mentally like catatonic for the last 27 years just for a gag? That is so funny.
And like Dumb and Dumber 1.5 when Harry met Lloyd, whatever it is.
Oh, it was called Dumb and Dumber or whatever.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Actually, I haven't seen that because like I heard how bad it was and had like a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I was like, maybe I should skip as well.
What? You never skip a film for any reason unless like it's really, really bad. Also, you should probably skip it.
Also, what's a prequel gonna tell that we need to know? There's nothing I need to know. I really need to know how they met. Like, I really need to know. Please.
How could you possibly need to know?
Both those actors from Dumb and Dumber are much better in their serious roles, so I don't know why they're so well known just for their comedic roles.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, Jeff Daniels is a pretty good actor, but, like, he's mainly known for, like, Dumb and Dumber. And, like, when I was younger, I always knew him from the movie Arachnophobia as well.
That movie fucking terrified me as a kid. Because, like, I don't have, like, a severe fear of spiders, but, like, I never liked them, like, in my house. And that movie just, like, ramped it up so much.
Right, yeah, that was always just something, like, that's something that literally everybody I talked to, they used to, like, watch the movie when they were younger. They're like, that movie made me terrified of spiders. Like, wow, that's funny.
Yeah, I heard recently, like, a few years ago, I guess they're remaking it with, like, James Wan producing, which I don't know what else he could do with that movie, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but okay.
Then again, like, Insidious 5 is also happening, so.
Why?
Yeah, and Patrick Wilson's directing it, which is weird because he's like an actor. I don't think he's like directed anything before. And like the kid from Iron Man 3 is coming back from like the first two movies, and like I don't think I've seen him act in anything since Iron Man 3. Actually, no, since Jurassic World. So.
Oh yeah, who's that guy? Who's like Iron Man 3 guy?
He was like in a few. He was like Insidious, and he was in like. Then he was like in. He was in like a few movies. He was like an Iron Man, and then he was like in Jurassic World. It seemed like he's becoming like a big name, and then like he just like disappeared, and I was like, okay. Then he like appeared in Endgame for like one scene, and everybody was confused who he was, even though he looked like the kid from Iron Man 3, but like severely grown up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just didn't care about Iron Man 3 enough.
I enjoy Iron Man 3. It's not like amazing.
It's fine.
It's definitely a bit overhated. Just because people don't like the twist, which is fine, but like it's like still a fine movie.
But it's still
it's not like the Mandarin's this holy grail of a comic book character. It'd be one thing if it was like the Joker in like a Batman movie. It's like, oh yeah, the Joker's actually just not. He's just a fucking idiot, and it's like, okay, thank you. Also, that Joker scene that got released.
Oh yeah, that deleted scene from the Batman was actually really, really interesting. I really liked it.
Yeah, I didn't initially like it when I first watched it, but like it's really grown on me. I can see why it was cut out, but it was much better than the Joker scene they settled on in the final film.
I agree with that.
I'm very excited for what it could hold. But I don't know if I want him in the second movie or not, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really expect him to, based on everything that Matt Reeves has said. That is not really the plan. So,
I'm kind of confused on what the plan is, because I know they're making some shows, but like, how many Batman movies is he wanting to do? Because he said like a trilogy, but honestly, it feels like he wants to do like a whole like universe. So I'm kind of hoping it's like more than just 3 movies, because we've kind of already done that before.
That'd be cool if that is the direction they went. I mean, I know a lot of people think they're gonna go with like a Hush storyline for the next one, which would be pretty cool. But like,
yeah, I don't know too much about Hush. I don't know how like good of a villain he is, or like what even his powers are.
Powers, Hush, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, yep. I know that also the Court of Owls is like a big thing. So
yeah, which I actually do like highly expect that to like show up in these movies at some point. It'd be really exciting. I do hope for like a really extensive universe though. It's just something I would really want to see.
Yeah, and like there's a Penguin show. I don't know what that's going to be.
I'm excited to see that. I'm definitely going to watch that. I'm excited to see that because Colin Farrell did a great job in the movies. So.
I just don't know what the story of that would be. He's just a mobster.
He's the Penguin.
And like, would Robert Pattinson show up because it's Batman? Also, there's an Arkham show, which is like that might be cool because it'd be like Riddler and Joker and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting.
Also, apparently a Catwoman show, which I don't... There's just going to be people thirsting over. The thirsting for Catwoman is getting a little out of hand. Because I showed you that one review that had so many likes. And like the ending of it is just like, I just want to fuck her in the pussy.
want to fuck her.
I was like, Jesus Christ, I think she has a boyfriend.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Imagine dating a woman in Hollywood who like plays like Catwoman or something, and there's just like guys like being like, "Oh my god, I want to fuck her in the pussy." And it's like, Jesus Christ.
It's kind of ridiculous, but you know.
What are you gonna do? They can't get girlfriends. We know a few dudes like that. You know, getting bitches is a hard thing to get for a lot of men that we personally know. Again, not calling anybody out. But we do know some of them extremely personally, like for like several years.
I know. And you saying that we're not calling anybody out, like you're like out, and it's just like.
Again, like there's no problem with how many bitches, but like, come on, dude. I mean, come on, guys.
He doesn't listen to the podcast. It's fine.
What?
He doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Again, this person that we're talking about that we don't know personally, just personally doesn't like our stuff. Never like personally watches it. Also, did you hear there's an It prequel series?
Yeah, they announced that they're gonna. It's like so far the working title is Welcome to Derry. I mean, It prequel series.
Yeah, I just hope it's good.
If only.
I completely forgot that they were. I was like kind of excited, but like I was kind of more just curious. But after the second movie came out, the director was saying they were gonna make like a super cut of the two movies and like add some like deleted scenes and like make like a giant like 5-6 hour movie of just like both films. And like I was kind of excited to see like that and just like see how they would even accomplish that. But then like it just never happened. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that never happened.
Which is like fine because I already have the two movies, but like they just like talked about it so much and then like it never happened. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
How are you doing? What are you doing?
Just talking to you.
It's been 50 minutes.
Has it?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
For real. Did you want to talk about The Incredibles?
We can, yeah. It's kind of just another random movie because, like, I didn't watch Moon Knight. We didn't get to see any other relevant movies yet. Hopefully next week.
Yeah, I mean, like the Moon Knight episode, it's just like it's a pilot. There would have been stuff to talk about, but like,
yeah, next because it's weekly, right?
Yeah, it's weekly. So next week we'd have like ideally 2 episodes to talk about, which would be like a bit more content. But we'll likely be talking about Morbius for the majority.
Right. Which I mean, that would just be a pretty decent discussion.
But I guess if we want to talk about Morbius, then like talk about something good for a little bit, we can also do that.
Yeah,
like
that sounds good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we could talk about The Incredibles a little bit because you just told me to name a year, and I said 2004 because I was working on something like that has to do with like movies in specific years, and like 2004 has like a lot of like 5 or 6 of like my favorite movies like ever, so this is really cool. So and The Incredibles is one of those. I absolutely love The Incredibles. So yeah, I mean, we could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I fucking love The Incredibles. I loved it so much. I think I wore out the DVD.
Yeah, I did that with mine when I was younger.
It was so good. And even like when I went a few years without watching it and I revisited it, like it was surprisingly like just as good. Not even I think it was like better than I remember it being. Because I think the best aspect of this film is that like every like part of like the human experience is represented because it's like a family. So as like kids, you can like relate to the kids, but then like as adults, you relate to the adult characters.
It's actually really good. It's actually really deep in doing so, and it succeeds on every level. And like actually like being able to connect to an extremely wide audience, it's really impressive. And I loved it as a kid, as I did with like pretty much all Pixar movies. I was really into Pixar for a while, but this movie in particular, like, I was really attached to. And as I've grown and like gotten older, I've grown to appreciate it even more as honestly just a masterpiece animated movie, to be completely frank.
Yeah, for sure. And also like the art style and like the colors and like even like the little cartoon kind of, not the cartoon, but like I don't remember. It's like little sequences where it's like just like almost looks like drawings. Those are like so good. The music, The voice acting, like everything about this movie is pretty much perfect. The final battle is like super memorable. All the characters are really relatable, and like all of them have pretty good arcs, but specifically Mr. Incredible has the best arc. It was very unique. It was very, in a way, relatable. You could relate to him, and there was like a moment in this movie that I was bored. Even the villain, he was very good. His motivation was really solid, and like multiple movies copied this motivation and like still do. Even though I feel like he was kind of, maybe he was a little bit thrown to the side in the ending, but otherwise he was a pretty great villain. Even Frozone, like the side characters even in this movie were also really good. All the side plots felt like necessary. Just like everything about this movie felt like Brad Bird, who directed it, I believe he also wrote it. I just felt like he just wrote it to like perfection. Like he just made like the perfect script that he was 100% happy with. And then he got to direct it with a studio that was like relatively new, that just let him do everything completely the way he wanted. And it turned out really well.
Yeah, it actually did go very well. Now all of it pretty much worked out.
I was really, I was also really surprised that it took so long for them to make a sequel to this when it was like so good and so successful. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was. It was like Brad Bird again, and they got everybody like back, and like there was clearly like a lot of passion behind that. But then the sequel, like it's still like fine, but, like living up to the original, it's just kind of like eh.
It's a fine movie, but like as like compared to the first one, it's really mid. So,
it's overall like a pretty mid animated movie, but I'd still say it's like it's definitely decent. But
the animation in Incredibles 2 is incredible. I love the animation. I think the biggest problem with me of Incredibles 2 is that like it was so long in between films that like picking up right where the first one left off, just I didn't want to see that really anymore. People always talked about seeing what happened right at the end of the first movie, but like I don't think it really mattered. It was just like a random literally minor character showed up, and like they presumably battled him. It's not like I need to see that.
Right.
I would have much preferred like a time jump and like explore new themes and like messages about a family that grows up, and like seeing like maybe Jack as like a child instead of a baby. I don't know, just seeing like the characters all like literally grow with us as the audience would have been like much more interesting than just like picking up right where you left off, because then I feel like you're just limiting yourself. Also, the voice actors like severely aged, so like it was very noticeable that like 15 years have passed.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Incredible, like the dude's like in his 60s, I think, the guy that voices him, and he sounded like it. And I think they got new voice actors for the kids, so I was like, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of had people with such a big like time skip, like such a big like real life times like amount of time, but like they didn't actually do any time skip. Like it picks up right after the first film. It's such a weird choice.
Yeah, the villain also just kind of sucked in that movie. Maybe not sucked, but like it just was so bland. And it just whatever. It just kind of was kind of the similar motivation to the first movie, and the whole ending battle was just stopping a boat from hitting a city, I think, and it was just whatever. I mean, when I first saw it opening night, and it's a weird story with how I saw it, because I don't think I ever told you this, but before I saw this movie, I saw a tag with Chance Groover and Joey. And
What?
yeah, I saw a tag with Chance and Joey. And Joey left, and then Chance, it was like late at night, it was like 8 or 10. And then like Incredibles was playing like right after that. This was at Southridge, and then
Yeah.
Chance was just like, "Hey, you want to see another movie?" And I was like, "Sure." And so then we just went and saw Incredibles 2. Like I had no intention of watching Incredibles 2. So I sat in the same movie theater of Chance for like 2 whole movies. That was an interesting experience. It was a good time though. I think this was before I had a car too, so I did like call my parents, and be like, "Hey, can you pick me up at like midnight now because we're seeing a kids movie."
We're just seeing Incredibles 2 at like 10 p.m. It's fine.
It was a packed theater too, and it was like a lot of children. And I was like, "Should these kids be in like fucking bed? What the fuck is this?"
That was kind of funny. I also saw it opening night, and I was pretty anticipated for it because I was just waiting for the sequel for a long time. Because they announced it like 6 years before it actually came out. So
yeah, they really brought up the hype, and like I liked the teaser poster, where it was just like the eye, but it was like split into two. I was like, "Oh, that's clever," and then like the whole movie was so not clever.
it was just overall like okay. I still really enjoy it, but overall it was just it was a big step down.
Yeah, I commonly hate on this movie, but I haven't rewatched it since I saw it in theaters, and I don't hate it. It disappointed me. Which maybe I just had really high expectations because it was the same team, and I don't know. I expected a lot more from such a significant time difference. If it came out right after the first movie, of course I wouldn't expect much. First off, because I was like 2. Second off, because it just would have been like a rush sequel. But this was definitely no Toy Story 2, or Toy Story 3 for that matter, which were actually good sequels, if you ask me.
Yeah, and Toy Story 4 as well.
Toy Story 4 is good. It's really good. It's just like the biggest thing that bogs down that movie is just like I get like the plot like necessity for it when it comes to like the characterization of Woody, but it feels so like it feels like such an add-on. And they also announced the movie like fairly recently after Toy Story 3 came out, and then it took like 10 years to make. Which I guess each Toy Story movie was like that. Toy Story 2 almost got like accidentally deleted like a week before it came out.
Yeah, that's a great story. I think we've talked about that before, but
yeah.
That is really funny. The whole Toy Story like line is really enjoyable. The original is one of the best animated movies ever, probably up there with The Incredibles. The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie, though. I think it's perfect for what it is.
Yeah, there's not really a flaw with the movie. I mean, I guess some of the animation is a little dated, but again, I can't really critique it for that because, like, at the time, this was like fucking state of the art animation.
Yeah, I thought it looked really good.
The whole setting and like the world that they created, and like almost this futuristic past type of setting, and all of the different types of settings we see, like the variance in colors and like locations and obstacles, it all feels fresh throughout, and there isn't really like I can't think of like 1 second I was really bored in this movie. I haven't seen it in like a while, and like talking about it kind of makes me want to rewatch it, but yeah. Also, like as a kid, like Elastigirl though, well, thicky. But yeah. Also, Frozone, kind of, he could freeze me if you know what I mean. Where's my super suit? Where is it?
Yeah, Frozone's really enjoyable. I mean, it's just like because it's got a good concept about how like superheroes they were a known thing and actually kind of a common thing. But because of all the damage they were causing, which has always been something in like comic book media, it's like people talk about, well, superheroes they cause a lot of damage to them, like saving the world or whatever. It's like, well, the world is saved, but you know what I mean. And like it was a really interesting concept of the way how they went about that, and then it's just like kind of like these superheroes, they have these insane super abilities, but then they just have to settle down and live normal lives, and how that affects them in different ways. And then at its core, it's a really good family drama that's really well written and has actually really good three-dimensional characters that have great arcs, and it's all really enjoyable. It has good messaging for kids, and it has a lot of fun with the superhero aspect, and just pretty much everything about it just works. It fires on all cylinders, and it gives you everything that you'd want for this type of movie.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything that you just uttered out of your mouth. And
Okay.
that sounded really mean, but I wasn't being mean.
I mean, yeah, it's a really good achievement. I think it definitely deserves a lot of credit for being such a good movie. That one of the pinnacles of CGI, like fully CGI animated movies.
It's an example of a movie that's made for everyone, and when dumbasses like Amy Schumer say animation is for kids, this is one of the films I point to as you being fucking stupid. I know a lot of adults. I know for sure. I think my stepdad loved this movie. Pretty much every parent I think enjoys this movie. I know if this is a fucking long shot, but if one day I actually successfully have children of my own, I would watch this. I would introduce them to this movie, and I would also enjoy watching it. So I think if any animation can do that, you probably have a good movie.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people discredit animation movies, but it's actually really hard because unlike not regular, but like live action films, you generally know like the singular audience you're pointing to. But when you're making a movie for kids, you also have to entertain the adults because they have to take the kids to the movie. So you have to like find a mix, and like that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's something because so I was this thing like LeBron got one worst actor Razzie or whatever, and like there were a bunch of like sports like Instagram pages that were posting about it, like a lot of hate against Space Jam, and then like all of the comments were like everybody like criticizing it, but it's a kids movie. It's like, okay, so it's a kids movie, so that means it's just not subject to criticism at all. Is that what that means?
It's not a kids movie because it's a sequel to a movie from the 90s that's made to appeal. It's nostalgic for a movie that only adults will have nostalgia for.
Right, and even if a film is designed to be for kids, that doesn't mean it's not subject to criticism. Like it still has to like if you want to talk about how good the movie is, if like a kid enjoys it, that doesn't mean that's necessarily a good movie. It still should be criticized.
Movies still cost millions of dollars and like multiple jobs. Like you still have to make a good movie. I can't just use an excuse like that. It's like a cheap movie or something, and like you can't say it's a bad movie because it was made for cheap. Well, yes, I can and I will. Just because you have certain road barriers and like certain audiences to please to doesn't mean you don't get a free pass for just making a mediocre movie. Like Space Jam 2, which there's like you can't say that's a kids movie because there's no fucking audience for that movie. Maybe the first Space Jam, but it's also made for fucking sports fans, so I don't know what you're talking about. And also, it's a Looney Tunes. Like this Space Jam 2 is like the least appealing kids movie nowadays. Like I think I've ever seen. Because kids aren't into Looney Tunes anymore. Nobody's into LeBron James since like ever, and then nobody cares about Space Jam anymore because it's like a off-brand fucking 90s product of its time, and that's it. You can't just make Space Jam again. Maybe Golf Jam, but that's different.
Golf Jam
with Tiger Woods. I personally think they should make an Oscars Jam where it's Chris Rock with the Looney Tunes fighting Will Smith.
Incredible idiot.
Space Jam 3 should be LeBron James going to Ukraine. What did I just say? I'm gonna stop giving them ideas.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Space Jam 4? I think we should make a movie that makes actual money. Personally. Has there been any other recent movie news?
Not really. I mean, there's been like everything that we talked about, which has been quite a bit. But
all this fucking announcements of these old series and like these continuations just like cropping up left and right. The day that I see, because I know it's gonna happen eventually for some streaming service or something. If I hear any announcement about a new Jaws property, I'm going to audibly fucking cry. I'm going to cry. I'm going to break down.
What about The Shining 3, The Shining?
There was a Shining show announced. I think it got canceled, thank God. But it was going to be like J.J. Abrams produced. And I was like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Doctor Sleep was already iffy enough for me on announcement. Like, it was a good movie somehow. But, like, just even trying to do a sequel to that, I was very iffy on. Why are you trying to make a prequel show? Fucking the director of Rise of Skywalker. Stop. Seriously. Because they were going to do a third movie after Doctor Sleep, but then it didn't do good, so they didn't do it. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
There's going to be like a prequel about the... What's his name? What was the black caretaker's name from the first movie? Or the chef?
What?
The chef.
Oh,
Why is it escaping me?
Why can't I remember his name right now? Hold on. Wait, no.
This is actually fucking with me. What's his name?
I'm really upset, but...
I can't...
Dick Halloran.
Dick Halloran. They were going to make a Halloran movie, which the actress did. But besides that...
Scatman Crothers?
Scatman,
bro.
Do you see that fucking... There's like a trailer for the new Ice Age show as well. Like about Scrat. And I just fucking... I'm tired of Disney just like making all these fucking properties and giving like random spin-offs.
So upsetting and stupid.
Ice Age 7?
No.
I heard that's actually happening.
Why would there be a 7th Ice Age?
There shouldn't have been a 6th. There should have been a 5th. There should have been a 4th. Probably should have been a 3rd.
There should have really been a 2nd, but like I guess. But like after that, like no.
Dude, 3rd one's peak Ice Age, bro.
No.
You'd be surprised how many people think that opinion. I saw like a post where it was like giving new subtitles to all the Ice Age films, and like when they got to the 3rd one, they're like Ice Age is the best one because just everything about it's perfect. And I was like, have you not grown up since like 2009? Like, I'm asking. Any new releases you're excited for in the next month? Besides Morbius, of course.
What's coming out? Anything?
We're gonna have a stacked couple of months if we stay caught up with the TV shows, because we'll have Moon Knight for the next few weeks, and then Morbius, which is the thing, and then we'll have Multiverse of Madness, which is like a little over a month away now.
Yeah, it's getting pretty close.
And then we have Obi-Wan, which is gonna be really big.
That is true.
Which is going to be several weeks. It's going to be another 6 weeks of content. And then, I don't know what's all coming out this summer. I know some stuff is.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be quite a bit of summer film
I thought
releases,
Black Adam would like come out, but now it's like coming out like around, because I think now it's like October's going to be a busy month, because it's like the first week is Spider-Verse, Across Spider-Verse, and then Halloween Ends, and then now Black Adam.
And any other horror movies that are coming out around that time? It's gonna be kind of packed.
I don't know exactly how Black Adam's the October Halloween release, but that's just me. Incredibles 3 though.
That's it.
Another 15 years. Also, it's really funny because there's like a line by the villain in the first movie. He's like, "You're 15 years too late," and then like the second one came out like 14 years later.
14 years too late.
I'm just really excited for the weather. How's the weather up there?
Oh, it's dope. It was like kind of hailing today.
Yeah, I heard it's snowing tonight.
Yep. Always hype.
It was like
always.
It was like it's pretty. It's been pretty hairy up here. It was like 80 today.
That sucks, man.
Let me check what tomorrow's gonna be. God, I hate it here. It's so fucking nice out.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Feel so bad for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be all 70s this coming week.
Oh, dude, you must be in hell right now.
Low mid 50s. God.
Just you might as well just kill yourself.
It's too late.
But I love The Incredibles. I don't know if we were still talking about that.
I would like to say it's incredible.
All right, well, I want to wrap it up after that.
It's kind of. It really clicked with me. Wasn't even remotely bad. It hit all the right buttons. It was universally entertaining. 7 out of 10.
Follow my letterboxd at GoatChico with a 0 at the end.
I keep getting followers, bro. I don't know what's going on. I didn't even notice. I have like almost 40 followers.
Yeah, I have like 5. So
you have 11. Okay.
I work hard on my letterboxd reviews and lists and ratings.
I do as well. I've written like 8 reviews since I joined.
That is factual. And you've only seen like 20 films. Just kidding. You have like 600 or something.
How many reviews have you done? 124.
Reviews?
You've done 124 reviews and like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the recent guy that followed me that liked some of my random reviews, his name's called Anus Quadratus.
What?
Yeah, I don't know who this man is.
Letterboxd, it's great. Just saying.
I've written 12 reviews since December.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna do it every week, but then like, I forgot.
You did forget. In fact, I remember you saying that, and then it was like that Jaws review though. Good.
Was it?
Yep.
I was gonna include a part at the end where I just like made fun of people that don't like it and just call them stupid, but I feel like that might be a little mean.
No.
There was one person that gave it like 3 stars, and I was like, why would you give Jaws 3 stars? Like, it doesn't deserve anything below 4. And I think they were just like, the shark looked fake.
Are you serious?
So it's automatically mid.
Morbius, 1975.
Though? Yeah, people really rag on the shark in the movie, and like I get like it's dated, but like it still looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn good for like 50 years ago.
I want to see you make a better shark.
Yeah.
I will admit though, in some scenes, like the teeth are like falling off, and it looks like really weird.
Look, the movie's perfect. Let's just move on from it.
Sinestro's T-posing in the Incredibles poster. I never noticed that.
I love that. But I guess I will give The Incredibles a 10 out of 10. And
a 10.
And I will also give Matthew a 7 out of 7.
Why am I a 7 scale?
Because you deserve it, buddy.
Do you rate everybody out of 7?
Of course. Like Allie, she's like a strong like 6 out of 8.
Is that your honest thoughts?
No.
Nigger.
She's more like a 13 out of 15.
Also, I got this new Funko Pop recently, and like I got it in the mail, and the way that they sent me this was fucking immaculate, because like they covered the Funko Pop like packaging in like a plastic like perfect sealed package that's like reusable, and like when I pulled this thing out of the box looked like it hadn't been touched since it came out, which was like several years ago. And when I pulled out the actual Funko Pop, it still smelled like fresh vinyl, which was weird because, again, it's like 4 years old.
That's pretty impressive.
This person's like kept this preserved, like for some reason.
That is impressive.
Yeah, I've came on it 3 times.
Huh?
What? Let's talk about the oversaturation of gay media in today's society. A thread.
Let's actually wrap up. Thanks for listening.
A thread.
Matthew is going on about whatever he's going on about. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment.
This is our first video after our year anniversary. That first video.
Hype, the 41st podcast.
Next week's going to be Morbius special episode. Make sure to tune in. It's probably going to have rant in the title. Actually not probably. It will be.
Probably.
If somehow either of us walks out saying that we enjoy the film, like actually, I think it'd probably be the end of the podcast, and be honest. We've been like ragging on this film like since this like podcast started, which is kind of weird to think about that it still hasn't released.
That is true. We have been talking about this.
I'm really the only thing I'm excited about this movie for is that I no longer have to think about it, or like see like a trailer for it, or like know that it's coming out again. At least now it's finally it's out, and I no longer have to think about it.
Hype.
And I think it's a bad sign if the only reason I'm excited for your movie is so I never have to think about it again.
No, it's a great sign.
I love you, Sony. Please let me make a movie.
Sony is the highest tier.
Let me bring back Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Morbius 2.
I can't wait.
I think you can. Yeah, but tune in next week, baby cakes, if you want to watch some funny video.
I don't know what you just said, but it like severely disturbed me. So have a good night, day, evening, wherever you are. Subscribe, like, comment, follow my Letterboxd. Goodbye.
Yeah. Honestly, though, the Mr. Incredible meme where it just gets like progressively more like scary and dark was like a really weird trend for a while, but I was kind of enjoyed it.
It was funny though.
Some of them were like really stupid though. Yeah, but you guys have a good one. If you support us, please donate to our Patreon. Just donate $10 a day. It would really help us out. If you want to do our extra gold Patreon, where we'll do absolutely nothing in return and pay $100 a day.
Where you guys give us $30 a week and we do literally nothing.
You get a nice little badge next to your name. We don't have any extra content or behind the scenes or Q&As. You gain absolutely nothing from doing this.
Yeah,
it's
literally the same thing.
Just give us money. Yeah, but seriously though, do it. See you guys.